What if your worst moment was actually a launch pad, was actually a stepping stone? I wrote something here that most people let setbacks define them. Winners let setbacks develop them. The difference is not what happened, but how they interpreted what happened. This and many more is what I want us to talk about on this week's episode of Minutes with MinistaMike. Turning stepping stones, turning obstacles into launch pads, turning setbacks into stepping stones. See, I believe this is a mindset shift. It is a mindset shift from one point to another, where you stop seeing failure as final and you start seeing it as feedback. Instead of letting delays, instead of letting disappointment or derailment disqualify you, you actively use them as data. You actively use them as feedback, as lessons to build your next breakthrough, to build your next move. You ask yourself, what is this here to teach me? Why did this happen to me? And what is this thing that is happening to me teaching me? That is your brain actively trying to turn setbacks into stepping stones. Then you can use that knowledge, that wisdom, that understanding, that insight to fuel and to fund your next step. In essence, what you're talking about is you don't just bounce back, all right? You bounce forward. And that is the mindset shift I want us to think about. See, you don't actively seek to bounce back to where you are before. By looking for lessons in whatever setbacks you are facing or you've ever faced, you are looking to bounce forward. So, what are the key insights that I want you to take away this week to use in order for you to achieve whatever goals that you are setting for yourself this week or in life generally? The thing is, you start by redefining what failure actually means. That is what this week's episode is going to teach you, is trying to teach you, redefine what failure actually means. See, I think, and I'm recommending to you, I am submitting to you that failure should not be seen as a dead end. It should not be seen using the zero-sum mindset that when you fail, that is it. No, it should be a direction correction. All right, it should be a direction correction. See failure as your personal tutor that says, see, you did not succeed here. See it as a direction. You need to correct your movement. You need to correct your direction. That is how I want you to redefine what failure actually is. It is not about how many times you fail. It is not about how many times you fall. But what are you learning? Each time you fall, each time you fail, the real question is, what are you learning? All right, what are you actually learning, actively learning? I want you this week to reframe whatever setback you're facing. Reframe it. This did not happen to me. It is happening for me. Reframe it like that. This thing that happens, what they said about me, what they did to me, what happened to me at work, in marriage, in my business, did not happen to me. It happened for me. That is how I want you to reframe this setback thing this week. Also, reflect before you react. Whatever happened to you, don't just say, oh, this happened, boom, this is how I react. Think. Take a pause, chill, take a chill pill, take a pause pill, and reflect. All right, take a time to reflect. Let your first response to any form of feedback, let it shape the story you tell yourself. Because that is exactly what happened. Your first response to setbacks shape the story you tell yourself. So I want you to actually and actively shape the story you want to tell yourself. Don't just assume that because you fail, you are a failure. Relax, all right? Think, okay, what just happened right now? what just really happened to me right now? Oh, okay, this thing happened. How will I react to this? What should I do with what just happened? What story do I want to tell using what just happened? That is going to be very important. That is important. Pause, process, and ask yourself questions. Pause, process what just happened to you, then you ask, what exactly went wrong here? What exactly went wrong here? What part did I play in what happened? What part did I play? What is my own input to this thing that just happened? What can I improve? What went wrong actually? What part did I play in what happened, and what can I improve? That is how you become better. That is how you use setbacks as stepping stones, as a launch pad to your progress. That is how you become better as a human being. That is how you become better as someone that is seeking success. That is how you make your life better. Reflection turns your pain into perspective. When you reflect, you turn active pain that you are feeling. You don't turn pain to suffering. You turn pain into perspective. And then you turn perspective. You use that perspective to build your personal power. Reflection turns pain to perspective. Then perspective build your personal power. And that is how you move from grass to grace. That is how you move from failure to success. That is how you turn setbacks to stepping stone, to a launch pad to your greatest potential. Extract hidden lessons inside whatever it is that happened to you. Extract hidden lessons and name those lessons, because you have to put name on those lessons. Okay, what am I learning here? I am learning humility. I am learning how to endure hardness. I am learning patience. I am being taught discipline. I am being taught temperance. That is how you learn. And that is how you know what you are learning. Extract the hidden lessons and name it. All right. Every setback, I believe, comes with an invisible seed of wisdom. Find it. Every setback comes with an invisible seed of wisdom that you need to actively find, actively extract, and actively name. Don't move on too fast. That is what I was saying before. You need to pause. You need to process it. Then you ask questions. Don't just move in too fast. What just happened to you? Boom, you're already all over the place making comments that you should not make, like talking jargons to people. Do you understand? You need to pause. Don't just be too quickly, don't move on too fast. Lean into the failure that happened, lean into the setbacks and ask questions. What did I actively do to make this happen? What can I improve? What happened exactly? Then you mine the moment. You remember, miners go deep into the cave to mine gold, to find diamonds and all that. Mine the moment. Mine the moment. Mine the failure for wisdom. Mine the setbacks for understanding. Mine it for knowledge. Do you understand me? Write it down. The lesson I'm taking from this is how to remain humble in the face of adversity. The lesson I'm taking from this is how to discipline myself more. The lesson I'm taking from this is how to manage my finances better. That is the lesson I'm learning from this. That particular insight can save you from repeating the same mistake over and over and over again. And that is exactly how you become better. That is exactly how you become the captain of your ship, the master of your soul. Extract hidden lessons from any form of setback that you're facing. Name it. That is how you know, okay, this is what this failure come into my life to teach me. That is you actively turning setbacks into launchpad, turning setbacks into stepping stones to success. Use this setback, use that failure to build grit in you. Not guilt, but grit. Not guilt. Yes, we are humans, all right? You will feel guilty. Oh, why did I think I knew better. I should have done better, but I know better. These are the things. Oh, shit, I should have. I get it. That is not helpful. That is wallowing in self-pity. That is not helpful. You are building guilt. By those comments, you are actively building guilt. But I don't want you to build guilt, all right? I want you to build grit. Use your setback to build grit. Setbacks can either build resilience in you or build regret. It can either build resilience in you or reinforce regret. You will feel regret. Obviously, you are human. Maybe you've spent a lot of time and money and effort trying to build a business, and it failed because of one or two decisions that you did not make or that you made. Do you understand me? So instead of reinforcing the regret you already feel, why can't you build resilience? And it depends on how you internalize what just happened to you. That is how you either reinforce regret or build resilience. How do you internalize this failure? How do you internalize this setback? Choose grit, all right? Remind yourself that this is part of the process. This is what happens to business owners, all right? This is what happens. This is part of being an entrepreneur. This is part of being an intrapreneur. This is part of being a career person. This is part of being a regional manager. This is part of being a salesperson. This is part of being a husband. This is part of being a wife. This is part of being a child, children. This is part of being a parent. This is part of participating in life. Do you understand? Remind yourself that this is part of the process. Growth has setbacks built into it. Growth has setbacks baked into it. It's like adding sugar to your cake. You are baking the sugar into the flour to make the cake. That is how growth has setbacks baked into it. You need to understand that. All right, you need to understand that, and that is what I want you to learn as you go into your week, into your month. And by the way, happy new month. If you've not subscribed to this channel, I will encourage you and actively appeal to you to subscribe to this channel. It doesn't take anything from you, just a click of a button, subscribe, and actively put on the notification bell so that whenever I drop new insightful video like this, you will be the first to know, you will be the first to glean from it, you will be the first to learn. I appreciate your attention, all right? I'm not taking this for granted. We've been talking about turning setbacks into launchpads, using setback as stepping stone to your greatness, to your highest potential. So use setbacks to build grit inside of you and not guilt. See, the most successful people that you will meet are not lucky. Yes, there is an element of luck, but they don't build on luck, all right? They are resilient. They face adversity head on. They don't quit. They don't guilt trip themselves into oblivion. No, they keep showing up every single time, every single day, every single month. They keep showing up. Why? Because they know that the thing they are building is worth the pain. They know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 100, 1,000 setbacks should not stop you. It should redirect you. It should help you to pivot. It should not stop you from reaching your highest potential. And finally, this week is important for you to make setback part of your comeback story. Make setback part of your comeback story. Don't hide your setbacks. Tell it. All right. Use it as a marketing message. Tell your story. People love stories. People love the hero's journey. People love stories. Don't hide your setbacks. Use them. Talk about them. Not in a pity party way. Not as a victim, but as a victor. Not as a victim. Oh, this is what happened to me. You see what? No. You are not seeking for pity. You are teaching. You are sorting out the lessons there, and you are using it to encourage other people. You are using it to coach them. You are using it to lead them. You are using it to build your own personal power. People don't relate to perfection, all right? They connect with progress. They are not expecting you to be perfect. No matter how they say it, they don't expect you to be perfect. They want to see how you are growing. They want to see how you are becoming better. They relate with progress because they know they are not perfect too. So they want to be relatable with the other person. So it's important for you to share your story. Don't hide your setback. Every stepping stone you share inspires someone else to keep climbing. So your scars can become someone else's survivor guide. Show it. Let them know what you've been through. Let them know how you are, how you are doing. Let them know the truth about you. Be vulnerable, be authentic. Don't seek for pity. Share your story. The question I want you to go with this week is, what if the very thing that knocked you down is what is going to lift you up? When you fail, I want you to ask yourself, what if this very thing that just knocked me down is exactly what I needed to lift me up? So what setback in your life today needs to be redefined as a stepping stone. So I want you to pause. I want you to reframe these questions, and I want you to step up. Pause. Reframe your setback and step up. I will talk to you next week. Thank you for listening. Bye for now.